It was an ordinary morning. Olivia's mom was preparing breakfast, and Olivia was sitting at the table, drawing a kitten. The silence was suddenly broken by a loud knock on the door. "Who could that be so early?" Mom muttered, and carefully walked to the entrance. She opened the door. On the doorstep stood a police officer in a blue uniform, with a serious look on his face. "Good morning," he said politely. "Sorry to disturb you. Have you seen anyone unfamiliar around the building recently?" "No," Mom replied, surprised. "Is something wrong?" "We've had a report. Someone tried to get into one of the basement storage units, most likely a burglar. Please stay alert. Better to call us one time too many than one time too few." "Of course. Thank you for the warning." The officer nodded and headed up to the next floor. Mom closed the door and sighed. "What happened?" asked Olivia, her eyes wide open. "The officer said we need to stay careful. But don't worry, we just have to be watchful." Olivia nodded, but deep inside she felt something strange, as if this wasn't going to be just an ordinary day. A few hours later, Mom asked Olivia to take out the trash. The girl put on her shoes and went downstairs. The stairwell was quiet. Too quiet. And then she saw him. A man in a dark jacket and cap was kneeling at the basement door. He was fiddling with the lock, glancing around nervously. Olivia froze on the stairs. "Hey there, little one," the man said with a forced smile. "I'm Tommy's uncle from the 3rd floor. I lost my key. I'll just get in and be on my way." Olivia frowned. Tommy didn't have an uncle. He lived with his grandma. She knew everyone in the building, and she had never seen this man before. She took a step back. Her heart started to beat faster. "Sorry," she whispered and ran upstairs.
Hit like and subscribe.
She burst into the apartment, out of breath. "Mom, there's a man downstairs at the basement. He says he's Tommy's uncle, but it's not true." Mom didn't wait a second. She picked up the phone and called the police. "Yes, this is Building 7. A suspicious man is near the basement. My daughter saw him. He says he knows our neighbors, but no one here recognizes him." "Please stay inside your apartment," she heard through the phone. "We're on our way." A few minutes later, a police car pulled up to the building. Officers entered the stairwell. The man in the dark jacket didn't have time to escape. It turned out he wasn't anyone's uncle. He had a screwdriver and lockpicks with him. He was trying to break into the basement. He was caught red-handed. Later that same day, the same police officer knocked on Olivia's door again. "Thanks to you and your daughter, we were able to catch the burglar," he said with a smile. "Good job. Being alert pays off." Olivia felt her heart beat faster again, but this time with pride. "I just did what was right," she whispered to her mom. Sometimes it only takes one careful step, one question, one phone call to prevent something bad from happening. It's better to call the police once too often than once too late. If something feels suspicious, always tell an adult. Your alertness matters.